The Stage Door Show, celebrating the independent artist. With your host, Dave Hondel.
We got so much sound you can't control your body. Melodic harmonies that will flow right through your body. Talking about soul.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Stage Door Show tonight. This is Dave Hondel. I'm excited to have tonight's guest. She is Nubia Soul Goddess, and she is an electronic soul artist out of Atlanta, Georgia. Not only an artist, but a songwriter, a published author, you name it. She does it all. So welcome to the show, Nubia.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, you're out of the Atlanta area, and I know you do a lot of performing around the Southeast. And, you know, Atlanta, that is such a hotbed for music. I mean, all genres of music, but I know they're building TV studios there. Tyler Perry has a studio there, and there's all kinds of music studios. So what is it like being in the Atlanta area, being in music? I mean, that's just got to be like a dream come true to be in that area.
Oh, man. Well, I am originally from Georgia. I was born in Macon, and I moved to Atlanta around when I was 18. And being in Atlanta for all these years is definitely an experience. You get to see so many different people, so many different personalities, so many different styles of music with different people. There's tons of R&B artists here, of course, tons of hip-hop, but there's not that many, I guess you say, alternative genres such as EDM, electronic soul, electronic pop, country, that kind of thing. I think it's a great melting pot, but for me to be an electronic soul artist, I do kind of stand out.
Well, you know, that's interesting because, you know, being an indie artist down in Atlanta, like you said, there are so many different genres of music. And one of the questions I was going to ask if that, you know, provides more competition for you, but being that you have, you know, less people doing that type of music, your type of music, I mean, it allows you to put your footprint in Atlanta for what you're doing. Do you find that to be a benefit, or do you think that it's still, just with all the different genres, it's still a challenge?
I think that it does allow me to make my own footprint, but the game is still the same. I have to get out here and hustle, network, put my foot to the pavement. I have to do my part as an artist on the business side of things to get out there and get gigs, the marketing, the PR, the whole nine. So it's a little bit of both, in my opinion. I
mean, you've got some. I've been on your different sites that you have, and you're on every social media platform, and you have your own website and a lot of different other things that you're putting out there. I mean, Spotify and Apple and a lot of different, you know, streaming platforms. And I mean, it's just very well done. I mean, I'm really impressed by the you know, the photos and the videos and everything that you put out on your social media. So talk about the importance of that, because being an indie artist, you know, like you were saying before, I mean, you know, you have to hit the pavement yourself. But so talk about being an indie artist and how that evolves. I mean, you know, obviously you have to keep, you know, posting to be relevant, right? I mean, talk about the fact that, you know, you do post a lot, and does that help you gain followers?
I think that being an independent artist is a blessing and a curse. It's a curse if you don't have any type of guidance, if you don't have mentors, if you don't have a vision of your brand and where you see yourself going, or at least where you would like to go, because the journey changes as you go along. It's not always the same as what you think you're going to come across, but, you know, you keep going. If this is really what you want to do, you keep going. As far as like social media, you can post a lot. That may or may not bring you a lot of fans in. It has a lot to do with marketing, knowing your hashtags, knowing your target market, knowing what your target market actually likes to see from you. That's another piece to the puzzle that it takes some time to learn. it really takes time to learn your brand and to learn your market, to learn your audience, and to see what works and to roll with the tide. Because like I said, things change along the way. And you have to be able to kind of go along with what flows without losing sight of the end goal in mind. And as my partner tells me, fall in love with the process. You got to fall in love with the process, because you're not always going to get the yes. Sometimes you're going to get a no. And, that's just a part of it. You got to fall in love with the process.
It's funny that you should mention that, like, what hits, not knowing sometimes what hits, what won't hit. And, I found myself when I put out like a short little video, it's just some silly video of me talking about something, on either Instagram or YouTube, those are the things that I get most hits on. The things that I don't think I'm going to get hits on, I get hits on, and the things that I think is going to kill doesn't. So it's interesting, isn't it? How we're kind of in a TikTok culture right now, and the things that you don't think are going to hit are the things that get a lot of. Do you find that to be true?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we've been in the house for almost a year, some of us.
Yep.
So, it's like, hey, we know you're a singer. What else do you do?
Yeah, that's interesting. You should say that, because I find that because my daughter is big on TikTok, and she tells me, she said, Dad, sometimes they want to know more about you as a person. It's not always about your show. It's not always about who you interviewed. It's not always about, they want to know you as a person. So try to get yourself out there a little more, and as people might follow you more. So I'm finding that to be the case. And so it's interesting, really. Like I said, I'm 52. I'm not, and it's hard to keep up with younger crowds sometimes, what they like and what they don't. But I'm finding that, just being genuine, sometimes it really helps.
Being genuine is everything. And I think for some people, they show a little bit too much. But, to each his own. I'm a bit of a private person, but I have been, making sure that I show those genuine soft moments of myself, those more intimate sides of my life, so people can know, like, hey, I'm just like you. I just happen to be a little bit more public in what I do.
Yeah. You're the youngest of 8 children, and talk about that growing up. I mean, did that kind of spur you along a little bit into performing, trying to get attention from the 8 from the other kids? I mean, talk about that growing up. How was that dynamic being in a household with so many kids?
So growing up, I didn't grow up with all of my siblings, only one. My mom and dad, they had children from different marriages. So my father had 5 boys and 2 girls from a different marriage. And then when he got with my mother, they had me. However, my mom had another daughter before I was born. So that's where the numbers come in at. But we've always known about each other. We've always spent time with each other. I've kind of been dubbed as the favorite for as long as I can remember. Doing music, it was kind of like, okay, let's see how long this is going to last. And then it got more serious. Better opportunities started coming. Things were getting more public. And then they were like, wait a minute. Like, she's really got this. So they're really very supportive of my career, my creativity. They come up as often as they can to shows because, of course, everybody's working. They got their own life. But they absolutely keep up with me. You may not see them on my pages making remarks, but they absolutely keep up with me. I want to say my father is my biggest fan.
Well, of course, and I know how that feels with my daughter as well. So, but as far as musically, what was your biggest influence, I guess, growing up, or did you have multiple influences musically? Growing
up in the church was the foundation for me, but at some point, of course, that expanded, and that expansion started when I was about 8 or 9. I started taking classical piano lessons. And then once I got into middle school and high school, I was in the marching band and the concert band. So in those arenas, I got a chance to get into a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire, James Brown, you name it, rock and roll, all kind of things we played in my band. So I was able to get a broad spectrum of music throughout my childhood in various ways.
Yeah, I mean, that it helps to have that diversity in music because it does allow you to cross over at some point in your music. And, you know, we talk about being any artist and the importance of crossing over sometimes into different audiences, but also collaborating with people in different genres as well. So talk about collaboration and the importance of that in what you do. I mean, are you able to collaborate with different individuals?
I am on the brink of collaborating with a few artists. I won't say who yet. I try to keep things under wraps until it's done. But collaboration is very important because what it does, it allows you to reach another audience that may or may not come across your music and your platform. And it also helps to mold you even more as an artist, because sometimes you may be asked to do something that's more popish and you're very soulful, but you can find a way to make it work and you up to maybe 3 or 4 more opportunities that you would have never gotten to had you not done the collaboration. You know, collaborations are a lot more easier now because of technology. You don't have to always jump on a plane and fly to LA. If you got the equipment at home, you could just pass the files back and forth, you know, on the computer, and there you go. You guys are collaborating. You got people on the other side of the country who are going to hear your voice, your music, and now you have some new followers, some new fans. So collaboration is very important. I am looking forward to collaborating with some of these great artists that I've been talking to, and hopefully, you know, it turns out into something amazing.
Well, I'm sure it will. Definitely will. You know, Changing Faces, an album that you have out, and talk about that album. And it sounds like there's like a lot of different sounds involved with that album. So talk about that and some of the songs.
So Changing Faces is absolutely what you said. There's a lot of different sounds on it, and I did it purposely to show people like, hey, I'm not a one-trick pony. The same sound from me. You're just going to get great music, full of heart, full of soul, full of emotion, with some fun. You might get a few cuss words here or there because I am from the South, and it's an album about previous relationships that didn't go well, and my journey through those relationships as I embarked on this journey as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of music is written out of experiences, and sometimes they're not always positive, but at the same time, I think it allows you to really kind of it's almost therapeutic to I think write music and to perform music and kind of gets things off your chest a little bit. So talk about some of the actual songs that are on there that our listeners would enjoy hearing.
So the intro is just as it says, the intro, but it was also a homage to my previous producer, Mr. Terrence Dante Smith, who died in 2016, who was the producer for a lot of that music. And it's fun.
We got so much sound you can't control your body. Melodic harmonies that will flow right through your body. Talking about soul, the kind that makes you slap your hands and stomp your feet. We got soul, the kind that makes you feel good from the love within. Talking about soul, black vision soul, neo funky soul, old fashioned soul. Let me hear you say, Let me hear you say,
It's saying, hey, here I am. So that's one of my favorite cuts, just to start off. And then there's another song called Learn to Love. Learn to Love is a love song between two individuals. They've kind of had some bumpy times between each other, but they're learning to love each other in the way that they need to be loved. So that's what that song is about.
have you ever had the kind of love? Have you ever had the kind of love to make your brain cells grow, to make your soul glow, to change your energy flow of how your universe goes.
And my other favorite is Don't Belong to You. Now, Don't Belong to You is got a little bit of a Latin feel to it. So it's a fun, upbeat song, but it's about me not belonging to my ex-husband.
You make me feel picture perfect, no imperfections, Kodak perfect, no writing on the walls, no system glitches. You give me hope for future family. Unfortunately, it's all a dream, but I can't break free. You're within me. Why can't you please fulfill my dreams? Take me away from insanity. You don't belong to me, boy. I don't belong to you. So contagious, so contagious. You don't belong to me, boy. I don't belong to you. So contagious, so contagious. You don't belong to me, boy. I don't belong to you. So contagious, so contagious. You don't belong to me, boy. I don't belong to you. So contagious, so contagious.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I can't wait to have our listeners hear some of these cuts. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, because I ask this of everybody, because I love hearing these answers. But if there's one place in the world that you would want to perform, no matter where it is, what's your dream stage to play on?
Oh, my God. I want to say it's the North Sea Jazz Festival. I want to say, I may have the title wrong. I'm bad with titles and names, but I want to say the North Sea Jazz Festival. I feel like that is one of the best stages for any artist of my to hit. Like, it's the best to me. I try to find artists on YouTube that has performed on that stage, and I want to say D'Angelo's performance some years ago probably is one of my favorites to watch.
I mean, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? That, festivals is what I hear mostly with all the bands that I hear or that I interview. They love the festivals because you think about all the different types of groups that you can meet, I guess, at the festivals, but also the thousands of fans that are there watching. And I think that's the one thing that I hear mostly, besides Madison Square Garden. I hear festivals. Festivals are huge. So the other thing is, what do you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done? What do you want your fans to walk away with? What kind of message do you want to leave?
That I lived a life of love regardless of whatever was thrown my way, I made whatever situation that was negative a positive. I found ways to transmute it.
Yeah, that's good. That's well said. The other thing is how can our listeners find you? As I know, like I said, you have a lot of social media, but what is the one place we can go to kind of find out about your music, find out about your career, find out about Nubia Soul Goddess?
So, of course, you can always go to my website, www.nubiasoulgoddess.com. I also have a Facebook page, Nubia Soul Goddess. It should pop right up. But if you want to be really close to me, you'll probably find me hanging out more on Instagram. And Instagram is official Nubia Soul Goddess. I am also on TikTok, Twitter. Oh gosh, some of everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I mean, I was going around. If you guys just Google Nubia Soul Goddess, you'll find all of that and more. And it's just a real pleasure to have you on the show. And just a real pleasure. And I love your music. So thank you for joining us. And can't wait to have you back again.
Thank you so much for having me. And then if I could just say real quick, I actually have a new single that's coming out in June called Soul Love Rehab. I'm telling you, it's going to be a banger. Just look out for it.
Soul Love Rehab. We can't wait to see it coming out in June. Let us know beforehand. We will definitely put it out. We'll push it on our site. We're starting to really gain our own followership on Instagram and the others. So definitely by then we'll have even more. So definitely we can't wait to push that for you. So thank you so much again, Nubia Soul Goddess. Can't wait to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.